Hey, so this is a collaboration video that Anita from Chit Chat Patty Whack. This is the top 5 tips for new WW members. I was really excited to do this collab. I will have Denise and Anita's link in the description box below, along with all the other participants in this collab in the description box below. And I had to figure out which were my top 5 important things. And I tried to list these out they're all pretty important. So I was going to say I tried to list them out in order of importance, but they are all pretty important. So I have 5 things. I actually have 6 things because I couldn't, I just had to add the 6th one because I thought that was really important as well. So, all right, my number 1 tip, and this is my number 1. This is probably the top most important thing, is track everything every day. That is the most important thing. To me, it is the most important thing at the beginning of my journey, at the middle of my journey, at the end of my journey, and I know that it's going to be just as important in maintenance. I've never been in maintenance before, but I know that it's going to be just as important in maintenance because that's really what keeps me on track. And just recently I had a couple weeks that I was really struggling and was really trying hard to, I had gotten off plan and I was really trying hard to get back on plan. It was a struggle for me, but my most important thing that I did was track. And I kept tracking even on my super high days. I tracked. Tracking is the most important thing to me. Tracking the days that even when you're over, like I said, and even tracking the foods that you know maybe you can't find in the Weight Watchers app or iTrack Bites app if you're using that. Sometimes I can't find a food, and so I will search in Google the nutritional facts and I will plug that into the calculator and figure it out that way. Sometimes I have to guesstimate and say, okay, well, this, especially when I go out to eat, sometimes I'm thinking, okay, well, this is kind of similar, so I'm just going to use this as a guide for my points. So sometimes you have to guesstimate a little bit, make an educated guess, but definitely track everything. Number 2, weigh and measure everything. I still weigh and measure everything. I get out my measuring cups, my spoons, my scale, and I weigh and measure everything every time I eat. Unless I don't have those things right accessible to me, I'm at work and or out to eat, I will use those, the tips of, a serving is the size of your fist or the palm of your hand, or a tablespoon is about the size of your thumb, things like that. I will still use those if I don't have, measuring cups and scales available to me. Drink plenty of water. I really truly believe the weeks that I'm having so much success are the weeks that I get to my goal. My daily goal for water is 80 ounces. And the days that I get to my goal or above my goal, I feel like are the days that I feel the most on track and on plan. So definitely set a goal for yourself and try to reach that goal every day. Number 4, eat lean proteins, eggs, chicken, fish, beans. I try to incorporate, I eat a lot of eggs. I really like eggs. And they're definitely, on the new blue plan or the old freestyle, they are free, chicken's free or 0 points. So those are, I keep those in mind as my leanest proteins. And if I want to add some protein to a meal, a lot of times I grab those and throw those in my meal. I track Freestyle or the Blue plan and the old Momentum plan. I track both. And so I figured that the 0 point foods on the Blue plan are the lower point proteins on Momentum. So I always try to keep that in mind and try to fit those in as much as possible, and then add to my meal with the pointed foods. And then find veggies that you enjoy. Veggies are so important because they're a great filler, and they are so low in calories that they're really a true, I think they call them, I've heard them being called the non-starchy vegetables. I've heard them being called 0-calorie foods because it takes more energy for your body to digest them than they even have calories. So I've heard most of the non-starchy vegetables are 0-calorie foods because of the digestion process. I make I call it a chopped veggie salad. I do onions. It's kind of like the same thing that you'd put in like an Italian sandwich. Tomatoes, onions, peppers, and I like sour pickle in mine. I put some salt and pepper on them, and I really like that. Or I'll grab a salad and do lettuce and tomato and cucumbers, peppers, some light dressing on it. And that's a great way to get your veggies in too. Broccoli with your meal. I really like broccoli. Green beans. Sometimes I do green beans with some A1 steak sauce. I really like that as well. So those are some great ways that I find that I enjoy ways to get my veggies in. But like I said, they're so important because they are such a great filler and so low in calories. So that's all 5 of my top tips. And the 6th tip that I wanted to add was take pictures. Take pictures of yourself now when you're starting, and take pictures along the way. I have a lot of along the journey pictures, but I don't have a lot of beginning pictures, and I really wished I had more. But I've searched in my pictures, and I don't have a lot. So definitely take pictures now, take pictures along the way. You're going to love to see the transformation, and it's just so, I'm 80 pounds into my journey, and it's sometimes I need that reminder to look back at those pictures that I do have and just remind myself where I've come from and how hard I've worked. Because sometimes when I look at myself, when I look in the mirror, even 80 pounds, sometimes I don't see it. So sometimes I need that reminder to myself to remember how far I've come. So sometimes I can look in the mirror and I see it, but even especially on the, like I said earlier, I've struggled and the last couple weeks, and one good reminder to myself, and a lot of my subscribers, a lot of you have reminded me, remember where you've come, how far you've come. And I really needed that reminder. And so those pictures really help that. So definitely take pictures, take lots of pictures. You might not want to see them now, but you will 80 pounds later. You will 40 pounds later, 20 pounds later. You're going to want to look at those pictures because it will be a great reminder of where you've been. All right. Well, that is everything. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. I really appreciate it. Thank you all for all your support. If you're not subscribed to my channel, please click on that subscribe button. I'm almost to 1,000 subscribers. It would be so exciting. It will be so exciting when I get to 1,000 subscribers. So thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe, leave me a comment down below. Bye.